Good morning. This is Saturday, September 7th, and this is Cheryl at Sea Spirit, South Tyrol. And like I said, I'm recording just everything until I'll be pleased when I watch one back. I haven't said something totally crazy. So this is my morning reading. What's going to happen today? I've been working on my house, trying to make a that's a table creaking. I have all this. I travel pretty light even though I have a lot of things. But they're all small things that could go back into the earth. So you'll hear my table creak off and on, I know that. I don't know where I was going with that. For my reading, it's a reading for today, my general reading. And this card, Hygeia, Hygeia, blossoming queen, and all bringer of prosperity. And she has on her lovely purple dress. And she has the wisdom of the spirit behind her. The spirit from deep within, so that she can create. She could be the empress, could she not? And she has some kind of a crockery there. Looks to me like it's full of water. Water of emotions in a purple dress. And a beautiful serpent behind her. I'm going to pick her today to sit and override my readings. Always pick a goddess. Dedicate up to the goddess. The other card I chose is the shield. You are safe from harm. Another message here is keep your stuff close to your chest with the shield until you know you're with someone you can trust. In that movie, Practical Magic, remember when he was so scared of witches and she showed him that his shield was but a talisman, just like the things in her home that maybe he had fear of. So there's a lot of education of humanity that needs to go on where the interrupters, for lack of a better word, there's a million words, have taken over and tried to keep our spiritual sense down. But we have the sword of protection. We have a talisman. That's an eagle. An eagle, eagle will devour you. Be careful. Okay, where can we put that? Right there. That's wonderful. Of course, I've shuffled the cards. I just love to shuffle cards. Can't quit shuffling the cards. Today's kind of a weird day. There's been so much going on astrologically and around my house, and I just feel like I'm purging 100 years of emotions. Sometimes it's like I have menopause, but I'm way too old, and oh my God, it's even worse than that. I'm going to pick 3 piles, or place out 3 piles. 1, 2, 3. The first pile, I have the 3 of Cups, abundance. Can be yours too if you change your DNA. 7 of Wands. I need to learn to roll those cards pretty. Valor. And the last one I pulled is the Tower, Major Arcana. Major upsets in my life. I think I'll take that one. I was just explaining how I am just so emotional. It's funny, it makes you feel like you're in menopause, but it's not. I believe it's purging. You know, we're in the dark age of the earth, and many are coming awake. Many that are asleep may even be coming awake in their dreams. Which is the reason I am so hardcore about everybody actually seeing the card. Because we're all triggered through symbols and frequency. It's all hidden message, folks. This whole world, this whole ideas of dimensions and reality is just something that's been fed to us because we've been not able to develop to this point high enough to understand that it is all just frequency. The second card of my question, I'll let the card make my question because I guess you could call it a general read because I don't know what else to call it. The Emperor, another major arcana card. The Emperor, where's going to be my no light? Right here. The Emperor basically rules over all the kings. Pluto rules over the Emperor, the destroyer actually, transformer. The king is good to his subjects. The king rules his kingdom well. No one gives this guy any hassle about absolutely anything. It's a wonderful card of prosperity. We can put him up here with this woman, Hygeia. That would be nice. Wonderful start, wonderful start. So, where do I work to? I work to here. So what energy's kind of kicking around me and right now? What am I bringing into here today? The Hierophant. How absolutely fitting. Another major arcana card. And the Hierophant is fitting for today because I am holed up this morning. I've done some studying. I'm going to do some reads. I've rearranged some furniture. I'm getting ready to make some changes in my house. I think that's where I was going, where I kind of have an art area and a tarot area and a study area. So what's the short-term goal we could be looking at here today with what's going on? The Four of Cups. Pleasure. Can't pull the four. Oh yeah, the Four of Cups. That was the guy who was in Rider-Waite so involved in his Four of Cups, in his three, that he didn't see his four. Me and my light. I'm just shining my light, all right? Four of Cups. If I can come up with some new ideas, some creative endeavors, I'm still probably going to keep purging this emotional stuff, so that helps too. I'm sure there's a whole other cup of that I can work on. Four of Cups, though, is, though this guy, well, pleasure, he could be doing an extreme. But he actually looks pretty holy, doesn't he? So that'll work. I like that. That'll work. That'll work. Assets I'm bringing into today is the Queen of Wands. Fire. My essence. Working my soul mission here. The contract I made before I came here with my son. My son being my self-expression, who I really am, and is best when it's eclipsed being full. The Queen of Wands is a magnetic person. She's a fiery person. She gets it done. This is kind of a cool card. I've always thought that's really a pretty card. And the best, best possible outcome or whatever, opportunities we're looking at for today, I have the Ace of Pentacles. What should they call it? Root of the powers of earth. And all day it's just been kind of I needed more of an earthy reading. I guess that's why I've been working around my house and rearranging earthy. Get some of this done and then see if I want to venture out into the heat wave to be more earthy. The next card is how I see my question, so it's the third part of my question. The next card is the one that is often timing. Like, say, if this spread was about, I'm going to start a business, when should I do it? But the one I got, which I actually call a wild card quite often, is the High Priestess, which is another major arcana. This is the accomplice. But once a magician began the magic, this is the lady that knows the secrets. And I'm going to set her up here with the shield, because in some way she is shielded. She shields you. She doesn't always show you the whole complete picture until you're ready in frequency to receive it. This is the big picture. And this is, again, opportunities, expressions, and things to come. I'll set the deck aside. I'm going to divide it up like I usually do because it seems to work. So my question has ended up being the breakdown of the Tower with the strength of the Emperor, with choices of the Two of Swords to make. The Two of Swords are planet. A decision obviously has already been made. The Emperor is either the assets I'm requesting or someone in actuality of his help. But I'm always happy with the Tower, because with the Tower, you always level up. You don't level down. And we're all here to increase the frequency of this earth. So anyway, that I can show those three. Like I said, I try to show these. I'm looking upside down backwards into the camera. And however I would put them. Waste a couple more seconds. Then I'll let it be. So that's my question. I'm just going to move my question out of the way and put this back. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I'm basically a scholar. I'm probably basically a mystic too. I know I'm a light worker. Pull myself together, get myself balanced, and speak my truth, which may not be the truth that the main establishment has been pushed on them. Open more minds, not to take from, but to give instruction of the levels of the sword, to give instruction of some reality so humanity can take a step up. And that's why I'm here. I'm here for, this is my job. The small goal I'm looking at here, the Four of Cups, pleasure. If I can be aware of what all I have grateful to be for, if I can be aware of everything that I have that I am grateful that I have, gosh, I can't even get that word out, appreciate it. This is working also on balancing my emotions, because this is usually a third with the fourth added to it. The third would be some mastery, mastery of emotional release for me. And in tarot, you always add. So then you add 3, 1 to the 3, and we have a 4. The 4 is a fairly stable platform to bounce off of. And after that, from that one, the big picture. It's a regular card for me, isn't it? Death. The Reaper. And I guess that's a lot what I'm purging. I'm purging death. And, well, I'll get to that in a minute, but what my life has been, whatever my contract was, whatever I came in here to do, it has been a sacrifice. So I think I'm a full-fledged Pisces. And as my teenage son said to me, or my son said to me as a teenager, he says, Mom, sometimes you make me crazy, but I know we have a contract in here to be together, so let's get on with it. My son's like 40, so he was probably 16 or 17 when he told me that. That's a side story, but it is death. It is death to so much sacrifice, misery, martyrdom. I don't care what you call it. It's done. Goodbye. Go away. How I'm going to do it? And this is interesting because this is what I was thinking about this morning. I have spent so much of my life being the man. Not in the terms it is that we're in these days, but either having to hold together to be the tough one because, you know, my sister was weak, and she was just couldn't take the emotions, but I held mine. I was the firstborn daughter, so I was kind of the son. I raised 2 children all by myself, or counting 3 if you add the men included with them. I've always been the breadwinner. I've always been it all. And now I'm learning my feminine side. Not that I didn't have a feminine side, but it was certainly not many flowers in that field. I'm learning my feminine side. I'm actually having a blast doing it with clothing and makeup and bringing in the goddess at every reading. And knowing that I'm okay. I can create whatever I need. I mean, the Queen of Wands, she can create whatever she needs. She is soul source, right there. And you have everything within you to get what you need. So the best possible outcome, we could look at that, of the opportunities coming, the Ace of Cups. I thought I might get through one reading where I didn't notice I said something stupid. The Ace of Pentacles, which goes well with the Queen of Wands. It's a start. It's, again, I can create everything I need. Whatever you need, you can create. No matter what hardship you have been in. And like I said, if you ever want to talk to an old crone that's been through a lot of things you might not even ever want to tell anyone, we'll do some cards on it, because I've been through a lot. And I don't know how well I'll do with the cards, but I just know that I'm here to help empathetically people that have been through some of the stuff I've been through. Opportunities best to look for. I call the outcome of the reading, the Queen of Cups. Someday will come here when I balance my emotions. This is patience. This would be the perfect, loving, nurturing mother. Though some way she drifts off into her fantasy and maybe is not as tough as the Queen of Wands would be. But if the best thing I can come out with today is some balancing of emotions, some appreciation of everything that's in my cup, knowing I've watched some things. I'm working on my throat chakra, which seems to clear somewhat off and on. I'm working on my solar plexus. I'm working on my sacral. And I'm just working on all of this stuff to get a time, let these planets release. So this is my daily reading. And on the bottom of the deck, I'm going to add, what should I do of advice? Page of Swords. Take what I have intellectually, take what I have mentally, and go and run. And take off and go and do whatever I want. Just do it with some reasonability and remember the path that I'm on. But I think this just goes with well. And I think this was the sword that completes. Oh, no, I had a Two of Swords over there. So, bless everybody. Love and light. Get that out of the code. Get the codes out of the cards. Have an absolutely fabulous Saturday. Warm afternoon at the end of summer. See you next time.